My friend, today is not just another video, and it is not another motivational talk made to entertain you. Today is something different. Today is your reset button. Let me ask you one honest question, right now, in this moment. Are you living the life you truly want to live? Or are you simply moving through the days on autopilot? Are you proud of how you wake up each morning? Proud of how you spend your day, the people around you, and the way you think, speak, react, love, and work? Or are you still carrying the same stress, the same guilt, the same tired laziness, the same old routine, and the same quiet pain for days, months, or even years? Let's be honest with ourselves. Most people are not truly living. They are surviving. They wake up every day carrying the weight of yesterday on their shoulders. They try to get through today, pretending everything is fine, smiling without meaning it, afraid of change, trapped in a version of life that no longer feels like them. But here is a truth that very few people ever tell you. You do not have to live like this forever. This is not your final version. You can press restart. You can rebuild your life. You can begin again, no matter your age, no matter your past mistakes, failures, heartbreaks, or fears. And that is exactly what this video is for. A complete life restart. Not just motivation, but a new identity, a new system, a new story, and a new way of living. Because 2026 is coming. And if you enter 2026 as the same exhausted, confused, delayed, and self-doubting version of yourself, nothing will truly change. You will repeat the same habits, chase the same empty routines, and wait for a miracle that never arrives. Another year will quietly disappear. Today, we restart everything. Your mind, your beliefs, your habits, your emotions, your energy, your finances, and even your relationship with the English language. Because when you restart your life, you also restart the way you think, the way you speak, and the way you learn. Everything is connected, whether you see it or not. But before we move forward, there is one thing you must remember. You are not too late. You are not too broken. And you are not too weak. You are simply not restarted yet. And today, right here, right now, that restart begins. Let's start this journey together. You want to change your life. You want to wake up feeling lighter, not heavy with stress. You want to feel more confident, more disciplined, and more in control of yourself. And you also want to speak English better. More naturally, not to show off, but as part of becoming a new and stronger version of who you are. So don't just watch this video like background noise. Listen to it. Listen with your tiredness. Listen with the dreams and desires you have hidden for far too long. Because sometimes, one story, heard at the right moment, can change an entire year. And sometimes, it can quietly change an entire life. And if you want to walk alongside stories that help you improve your English while also learning how to live with more depth, clarity, and strength, then subscribe to this channel. Here, we don't just practice listening. We practice building inner strength, discipline, and awareness. So take a breath, slow down, and let's begin. Step 1. Let go of who you were. A true restart begins with one painful but powerful truth. You must release the version of you that no longer serves your future. Many people try to build a new life while carrying the old one on their backs. They say they want change, but they keep everything that pulls them down. They keep texting the same people. They repeat the same thoughts. They carry guilt from 5 years ago and remember every insult, but forget their own worth. They replay old failures like a broken movie, looping again and again. And without realizing it, they stay loyal to a past that no longer belongs to them. Here is the truth. You cannot restart your life if you are still loyal to your old pain. Healing cannot happen while you keep protecting what hurt you. It is like trying to write a new story using burned pages. No matter how hard you try, the words cannot form a future on what is already destroyed. Imagine this picture. You want to begin a fresh morning. You wake up, open the curtains, and tell yourself, "Today will be different." But the room is still filled with smoke from last night's fire. You cannot breathe properly. You cannot see clearly. Light cannot enter the space. This is how many people live. They try to move forward while standing inside a room full of yesterday's emotional smoke. So what do? You open the window? You let the smoke out? You clean the space. You create room for fresh air and clarity. Letting go feels exactly like this. It is not pretending nothing happened. It is bravely saying, "That version of me is finished." It is saying, "I have outgrown those patterns. I am no longer lost, broken, or shrinking myself to survive." Letting go can mean throwing away clothes that remind you of your worst days. It can mean deleting numbers that bring stress and overthinking. It can mean forgiving mistakes you still carry in silence. And it can mean saying goodbye to the label of being lazy that you once hid behind. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not useless. You were simply stuck in a loop, and no one ever taught you how to stop it. Today, I want you to do one thing. Write a letter to your past self, not a pretty one. Write it raw, honest, and without filters. Write what hurt you. Write what broke you. Write what slowly destroyed you from the inside. Let everything come out onto the page. Then forgive that version of you. Tear the letter. Burn it. Delete it. Whatever you choose, make sure you finally let it go. And there is one more thing you must release. For years, you have been telling yourself a story about who you are. I am bad at English. I cannot focus. I am just like this. No, that is who you were, not who you are becoming. From today, replace that story with this one. That was the old me. Now I am learning. I am growing. I am restarting. Say it. Write it. Believe it. Even if you only believe 1% today. That is enough to begin changing direction. Because the journey to speaking English fluently also begins here, by letting go of the self-doubt story you have repeated for years. Let go of who you were, so you can finally meet the person you were always meant to become. This is where your restart truly begins. Step 2. Rewire your brain for a new you. A true life restart doesn't happen outside of you. It begins inside your brain, where every decision and reaction is formed. If your mind stays the same, your life will stay the same. No matter how hard you try to change the outside, the inside will quietly pull you back. Have you noticed this pattern? You try to start over again and again. New year, new goals. But by February, everything feels exactly the same. You change your job, but anxiety follows you. You change relationships, but the fear of being abandoned returns. And you wonder, why does this keep happening? Because you only changed your environment, not your operating system. You changed the surface of your life, but not the system that controls it. Your brain is like a phone. If it runs old, damaged, and infected software, a new case or wallpaper will not fix the problem. It will still lag. It will still crash. And it will still frustrate you. That is exactly how many people feel inside their own minds every day. To restart your life, you must reprogram your thinking. And that requires something serious and intentional, rewiring your beliefs from the inside out. Your brain was not trained by you alone. It was shaped by your past, your pain, your environment, your family, and your failures over many years. Now it is time to take control back. You must become the engineer of your own mind instead of letting old patterns run your life automatically. This is not just motivation. This is a real mechanism. Inside your brain are neural connections that strengthen every time you repeat a thought. Each time you think, "I am not good enough," that signal becomes stronger. Over time, it turns into a mental pathway that feels automatic. Eventually, you think this way without evidence. It feels true, even when it is not. That is the power of repetition inside the brain. But here is the powerful truth. You can create new pathways. You can build new beliefs. You can remove fear and install confidence and discipline. You can even install new habits, like speaking English more clearly and confidently. It is not instant, but it is absolutely possible. So how do you rewire your brain? 1. Catch the thought. Every time you say, "I am lazy," or "I always fail," pause immediately. Stop and ask yourself, is this a fact, or is this just a sentence I have repeated for years? Most of the time, it is only habit. 2. Interrupt the loop. Do not let that thought run freely. Cut it off with a new sentence and new direction. Say clearly, "That is old software. I do not think like that anymore." Even if you do not fully believe it yet, say it anyway. Your brain does not respond to reality. It responds to repetition. What you repeat with emotion slowly becomes what you believe. 3. Install a new belief. Choose one sentence you want to build into your identity and repeat it every single day. For example, "I can learn anything if I focus." Or, "I speak English more clearly and confidently every day." Choose one and commit. Repeat it 20 times a day, in front of a mirror, while walking, or before sleep. Add emotion. Add presence. Let your mind listen. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Ethan, 23 years old, who believed he was slow, lazy, and not meant for success. Every time Ethan started something, he quit halfway. One sentence played in his mind again and again. "What is the point? I always fail." One day, he became exhausted from this loop. And he decided to challenge that belief instead of obeying it. Every morning, Ethan wrote one sentence. "I am disciplined. I finish what I start. My future self is watching me." At first, it felt fake. He even laughed at himself. But he kept doing it day after day without missing a single morning. After 3 weeks, something shifted. He felt uncomfortable wasting time. Doom scrolling no longer felt satisfying or harmless. He began reading for 15 minutes, waking up earlier, walking alone, journaling, and creating space instead of noise. 6 months later, Ethan was leading a small project. He spoke up in meetings, understood English better, and spoke more clearly. He even began helping others. Did the world change? No. Did his intelligence change? No. His beliefs changed. And when his beliefs changed, the wiring in his brain changed. That is what a real restart looks like. Step 3. Build a restart routine, morning and night. You cannot restart your life while living the same day again and again. You need a new rhythm and a new system. Be honest with yourself. Your current routine is either killing your future or creating it. There is no middle ground between those two realities. You may tell yourself, "I will start tomorrow," or this is just a phase. But deep down, you know the truth about how your days really feel. You're not proud of how you wake up. You're not happy with how your evenings disappear. And before sleep, a quiet pain whispers, "Today was wasted." We change this with 2 parts, morning and night. When you control the first and last hours of your day, you begin to control your life. Morning restart routine. 1. Your wake-up time equals ownership. You do not need to wake up at 4 a.m., but you need a fixed time. Choosing when you wake up means choosing who controls your life. Oversleeping, hitting snooze, and checking your phone immediately are signs of drifting. Choose a time. 6:30 or 7 is fine, but keep it sacred. Each morning you wake on time. You tell your brain, "I respect my future." 2. 15 minutes of silence. No phone, no talking, no messages. Just silence and presence with yourself. Your mind in the morning is like fresh snow. Whatever you write on it first becomes the story of your entire day. Silence gives clarity space to appear. Stand by the window. Breathe slowly. Ask yourself, who do I want to be today? And what would my best self do next? This is your first win. 3. 10 minutes of movement. Your body stores emotion, and if you feel heavy each morning, you must move that energy. This is not about fitness. It is about waking up your life force. Stretch, walk, do push-ups, or jump. Restart begins with movement, not thinking. 4. Create before you consume. Do not let the world enter your mind before you choose your direction for the day. Write 1 journal line, 1 goal, or visualize 1 dream. Say 1 true sentence aloud. Today belongs to me. I am the architect of my life. Night restart routine. Evenings are where many people lose their lives through overeating, endless scrolling, procrastination, and sleeping with guilt. But night does not only end your day, it prepares your next morning. If you want powerful mornings, your nights must be calm and intentional. 1. Power down 30 minutes before sleep. Your brain cannot move from chaos to peace in 2 minutes without transition. Turn off bright screens, dim the lights, light a candle, or play soft music. Breathe slowly and tell your nervous system, you are safe now. 2. Reflect. Do not judge. Take 5 minutes and ask, what did I do well today? What pulled me back? What improves tomorrow? Do not cry over failure. Do not attack yourself. You are restarting for progress, not perfection. Those who reflect nightly do not need motivation. 3. Sleep with intention, not escape. Do not use sleep to avoid your problems. Use it to prepare for your mission. Before closing your eyes, say this sentence. My life is resetting. I am ready to become who I was born to be. Then rest with peace. Without structure, you fall back into the storm. If you want to restart your life before 2026 truly begins, you cannot wake with guilt and sleep with regret. You must wake up with fire and go to sleep with peace. That is how real transformation happens, one disciplined day at a time. Step 4. Stay positive toward your goals. The most successful people are not always the smartest. They are the ones who stayed positive long enough to break through. Here is the truth. Negativity is easy. Positivity is power. Doubt, complaining, comparing, quitting, and blaming are emotional survival mode, and they can trap you for years. But staying positive is a daily decision, not a personality trait, not luck. A decision you make again and again, especially on the days you feel tired. Let me tell you a story about a young woman named Amelia. She dreamed of becoming a fashion designer, but she had no money, no support, and no training. Amelia worked as a waitress while caring for her sick mother. She came home exhausted every night, with only a few minutes left to sketch her ideas. She did not even own a sewing machine. One day she cried and whispered, "I should stop. What is the point? No one believes in me anyway." Then she created one new rule. She would not let a single day pass without thinking one positive thought about her dream, even if she felt hopeless. She wrote on a small note, "My time will come. Not now, but soon. Keep going." She placed it on her mirror and read it every morning. Even when she did not believe the words, she kept reading them. And slowly, small things started to shift in her world. One step at a time. She entered small contests. She sold a few pieces online. A local artist noticed her work. A boutique invited her to collaborate. Progress began quietly. 4 years later, Amelia was no longer a waitress. She had her own small label, Amelia Rise Studio. What brought her there was not only talent, it was the decision to hold on to hope when she had every reason to quit. Real positivity is not fake smiling. It is choosing hope in chaos. Now, 4 practices for positivity. Practice 1. Reframe every problem as a test. Do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What is it teaching me?" Problems may not stop, but your response shapes your restart journey. Do not see obstacles as walls. Learn to see them as bridges to your next self. Practice 2. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Do not only measure big results. Measure small wins, because small wins are how the fire of change stays alive. Did you wake up on time today? That is a win. Did you avoid gossip today? That is a win. Did you walk instead of scrolling? That is a win. Your brain needs proof that you are growing. The more evidence you collect, the more natural positivity becomes, because you can finally see yourself changing. Practice 3. Build a belief bank. Each day, write one sentence that keeps you going. An affirmation, a quote, or a memory of your courage. When you feel like quitting, you return to that belief bank and withdraw strength. This is not cute. This is how you stay in the game. Practice 4. Choose energy, not noise. Positivity is like a plant. If you water it with drama, comparison, gossip, and lazy content, it will die. Protect your environment. Mute the friend who only complains. Stop watching content that drains you. Follow voices that lift you up and make you feel alive. Your life is hard right now, not because you are weak, but because your next level is loading. Positivity is the password that helps you pass through. There will be days when you cry, days when you want to disappear. Even then, whisper to yourself, "I'm still here, I'm still trying, and I still believe." Positivity is not light fluff. It is discipline. It is the bridge between who you are now and the person you are about to become. Keep walking. Step 5. Keep yourself happy. If you wait for other people to make you happy, you will suffer forever. A true restart begins when your joy no longer depends on the world. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly happy? Not the kind you post online, but the kind that feels quiet, deep, and real. Not happiness that depends on messages, compliments, salary, love, or numbers, but happiness that feels peaceful even when nothing special is happening. Restarting your life is not only about money, routines, or success. It is about reclaiming the joy you slowly lost along the way. Maybe someone broke your heart. Maybe life disappointed you. Maybe society made you feel like you were never enough. Maybe you forgot how to live for yourself. Now, It is time to return to yourself. Happiness is not an accident. It is a discipline, and more importantly, it is your responsibility. Many people outsource happiness. They say, "I will be happy when I lose weight, find love, make money, or finally become successful." But if happiness always lives in the future, it never arrives. Because when you reach one goal, your mind simply moves the finish line again. That is why many rich, talented, and beautiful people still feel empty. Happiness was never outside. It was always something to practice and protect. Let me tell you about a man named Daniel. He spent 12 years building a business, getting married, buying a house, and traveling the world. One night, sitting in his beautiful apartment, he admitted something painful. "I did everything I was supposed to do, but I am still not happy." Daniel realized he lived to prove his worth, to gain approval, and to silence fear. But he never asked what made him joyful when no one watched. That night, he made a list, not of goals, but of joy triggers. Simple moments that made him feel alive without pressure or performance. Walking alone with music, making tea slowly, watching the sunset, writing freely, and sitting by a window doing nothing at all. Daniel began doing these things every day, and slowly he felt alive again. Not because life became easier, but because he chose happiness. So how do you stay happy when life feels hard? Practice 1. Detach your joy from what you cannot control in the outside world. You cannot control how people treat you, whether they reply, whether your post goes viral, or whether plans work immediately. Release that control. Instead, say this to yourself: "I will stay peaceful no matter the result. I choose to protect my spirit and emotional balance." Practice 2. Create a daily joy ritual. Even 10 minutes a day, do something only for you, with no productivity, no pressure, and no audience. Dance alone, watch your favorite movie scene. Draw. Listen to an old song, sit under the sky, and simply breathe. This is your island of peace. Practice 3. Remove joy killers without guilt. Some people, habits, and environments quietly drain your happiness. You must cut them out. Stop pleasing toxic people. Stop feeding meaningless arguments. Stop consuming content that lowers your energy. Happiness is not selfish. It is self-defense. Practice 4. Redefine success as joyful living. What if success was measured by peace, freedom, and how often you truly smile? When you are happy without needing a reason, without approval, and without proving anything, you are free. And freedom is real success. No one is coming to make you happy. And this is not a sad truth. It is a liberating one, because it means you are in control now. Step 6. Trust God's plan, or a higher power. You are not the only one writing your life story. You have vision and effort, but there is a greater timeline beyond you. Your mind may not fully understand that timeline, but your soul can learn to trust it. Some things are delayed not to hurt you, but to protect you. Sometimes slowing down is protection, rejection is redirection, silence is preparation, and pain is purification, shaping you quietly for what comes next. If you only believe what you can see, you may miss the miracle growing underground, far beyond your current understanding and patience. Think of a seed planted deep in the soil. For months, nothing appears. No signs, no proof. But beneath the surface, strength is forming. Then one day, it breaks through the ground, rooted, ready, and strong. You are that seed. And your growth is happening even when you cannot see it. Letting go is not weakness. It is not saying, "I quit." It is saying, "I will do my part, and I trust life to do its part. Keep walking even when it feels dark. Faith is movement without full visibility. You do not need every answer. You only need to take the next step. Wake up. Show up. Keep going. Even when there is no applause and no recognition. Quiet effort is never wasted, even when it feels invisible. Speak honestly with a higher power. You do not need perfect words. You only need truth. Say, I am tired. I am scared. Please guide me. God doesn't judge your grammar. God listens to your heart. That honest conversation reconnects you with strength deeper than motivation. Trust that your pain is not wasted. Breakdowns, failures, and waiting are teaching you patience and strength required for your next level. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Every delay is shaping the version of you that will one day handle the blessing wisely. Do your best. Then rest. Show up again. Then trust. You are not forgotten, and your efforts are not lost in silence. The plan is still being written, and only those who trust long enough will have the strength to walk forward when the path finally opens. Restarting your life does not begin with panic. It begins with peace, peace that comes from trusting the one who sees what you cannot. Step 7. Talk less. Do more. Real transformation does not need announcements. It happens quietly, in silence, when no one is watching. The more powerful your actions become, the less you need to explain yourself. True growth speaks softly, but moves deeply. Many people talk far more than they act. They explain, complain, show off, and seek validation, but their lives remain exactly the same. They say, I will wake up early. I will start a business. I will leave toxic relationships. I will restart my life. Then weeks and months pass. Nothing changes. The same habits remain. The same conversations repeat. The same future stays locked. Your future does not need more explanations. It needs movement. Growth is built through action, not emotional speeches about change. Every time you talk about a goal before acting, your brain receives a false sense of achievement. A small hit of pride appears. That fake pride slowly kills urgency. You feel productive in theory, while staying comfortable in the same place. This is how people stay stuck. Learn this art. Silent moves, loud results. Real builders work quietly and let outcomes speak when the time is right. Look at a clock on the wall. It moves every second, steady and consistent. Does it announce its work? No. It simply moves forward. Now imagine an empty drum. One hit creates loud noise and attention, but inside it is hollow. Noise is not progress. Ask yourself honestly, are you moving like a clock, silently building your future, or making noise like an empty drum? When you talk less and do more, you protect your energy. You stop wasting emotional fuel on explaining yourself to the world. You also break your addiction to attention. Growth does not need applause. It needs discipline, repetition, and patience in silence. Over time, you build a new identity, not one that performs for approval, but one that acts with quiet confidence and clarity. Try this rule. 30 days of silence. Do not share your goals with anyone. Not family, not friends, not social media. Let your life become a private project. Instead of saying, I am changing, change quietly in the background. People will feel the shift. Your energy changes. Your discipline sharpens. Your eyes look clearer. Your space becomes calmer. One day, someone will ask, You've been quiet lately. What are you working on? You will smile. Because results need no explanation. Silence is not a lack of power. It is power concentrated. Disappear from distraction and return as someone the world did not expect. Step 8. Read for 15 minutes a day. If you do not feed your mind daily, your future will slowly starve without you even noticing. Reading is not a hobby for the new you. It is survival. It is how you nourish the mind that will shape every decision you make. You have already let go of the past, rewired your brain, built routines, stayed positive, protected your happiness, trusted the journey, and moved in silence. Now you need new fuel, new ideas, new language, new wisdom. Because restarting your life also means rebuilding your inner mental world. Many people live inside the same mental cage for years. They consume the same content, hear the same voices, and scroll through the same noise. Then they wonder why they cannot think clearly. Their brain is starving. Reading is how you feed your mind with clean information again. Imagine your mind as an abandoned room. The windows are closed. Dust covers everything. The air feels heavy and difficult to breathe. Now imagine someone opens one window. Fresh air enters. Light breaks in. The dust slowly settles. That is what reading does to your mind. You do not need to read 50 books a year. You only need to read every single day, even if it is just a few pages. Read books that stretch your thinking about discipline, psychology, healing, philosophy, and simplicity. These ideas expand the limits of who you can become. Read books that calm your emotions, poetry, wisdom, and stories of survival. Sometimes you do not need motivation. You need understanding and peace. Read books that build your future identity. Ask yourself, what would the 2026 version of me be reading right now? Then choose accordingly. Choose one book only. Do not buy 5 and quit. One book, one voice, one direction is enough to begin changing your inner world. Choose a fixed time to read. After breakfast, before sleep, during your commute. Make it non-negotiable, just like brushing your teeth. Read for transformation, not for speed. One sentence that changes how you think today is more powerful than finishing chapters without reflection. 15 minutes a day may feel small, but it compounds quietly. You are becoming unstoppable because you are feeding the brain that controls your future. If you are still listening right now, something inside you is waking up. You are not the same person you were 45 minutes ago. You have seen your past more clearly. You have heard your future calling you forward. And now you are ready to begin again. Ready to let go. Ready to stand up. Ready to restart your life before 2026 arrives. Not someday, but deliberately, starting now. Life is not waiting. The world is not slowing down. And your future self will not magically appear without your conscious effort. You must build that version of yourself, day by day, with intention, discipline, and courage. This moment is your second chance. This is your reset button. Take these steps and build a life that finally feels like yours. Stronger, calmer, clearer, and more focused. A life with discipline and purpose. A life where speaking English well becomes a natural expression of the new person you are becoming. One day you will look back at this moment and quietly whisper to yourself, I finally became who I was born to be. If this message touched you, even a little, please share it with someone who needs a restart in their life right now. And tell us in the comments, what is the smallest change you will start today? Your wake-up time? Silence? Reading? Or a new belief? Remember this. At English Richness, we do not tell stories only to help you practice listening to English. We tell stories to help you build inner strength, clarity, and the courage to live a better and more meaningful life. Subscribe to walk with us through the stories ahead. Better English, better life. And most importantly, you. Better, starting today.